These last few days, there's been a lot of talk about whether Texas and Oklahoma should both join the SEC or not. In my opinion, I really do not think this is a good idea. Texas and Oklahoma for a long time have both been powerhouses in football. They've always been one of the bigger names in college football and have always been at the top of the Big 12. They both pretty much make the Big 12 what it is today. If these two were to both join the SEC, this would completely tear apart the Big 12. Oklahoma has had 4 playoff appearances and has won the Big 12 6 straight times. Let's just say if Oklahoma did decide to flip to the SEC, this would of course mean that Oklahoma would not win the conference title every year and would not be making the college football playoff, unfortunately, as they would most likely be in the SEC West and would have to compete with Alabama every year. Although Oklahoma probably would be one of the better teams in the SEC and could give Bama trouble from time to time, they still probably have it a lot better in the Big 12. Oklahoma for a long time has been at the top of the Big 12. Meanwhile, in the SEC, they would be probably, yes, one of the better teams in the SEC, but not at the top like Alabama is. And as for Texas, this is what could potentially drive Texas football dead in the ground. As yes, Texas has been good under these past few years, but not elite. I understand they just fired Tom Herman, but that means we would not get to see them be rebuilt under Steve Sarkisian. And if they were to jump immediately to the SEC, that could potentially drive Texas from being maybe one of the more solid, better teams in the Big 12, but to one of the more mid-pack teams in the SEC, more like a 6-6 or 7-5 team, which, yes, like I said, I understand Texas has been around that record, but in the SEC, it would be a lot worse, and we would not get to see them rebuild. As of right now, it looks like it's pretty much official. Earlier today, they announced it that Texas and Oklahoma were leaving the Big 12. Yeah, I really do think Texas is going to struggle a lot in the SEC. You know, this is crazy. This could be the end of the Big 12. Oklahoma will probably be around a 9-3 or 2-10 team. They definitely will not win the SEC their first year in the conference, and they most definitely will not make the college football playoff their first year in the conference.